Good morning. It is Small Biz David. I'm saying morning, and people have actually corrected me on that because at this time of the morning, 10:30 Eastern Daylight Time where I am, it's perfect for me. It fits into my schedule. But we often have a lot of folks from Europe who will watch this broadcast, and of course they are 5 hours ahead. So when I say good morning, it's not really morning in Europe, and it's early morning for a guest, a new member of our community. That It's 7:30 in the morning where she is, but she said, "Wow, I want to go to that community meeting and I want to get on board." So it is my pleasure to introduce Sally Sue Ember. And Sally actually uh, and I only met about 7 minutes ago. So that's that's how that's how Google Plus and Hangouts on Air work. So Sally, well, welcome to our community, number one.
Thank you.
And tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and how how other members of the community can help you achieve your goals and objectives.
Well, thank you. Well, first of all, I like to be called Sally, but Google screwed up my email address a long time ago and closed me out of it. Usually I'm Sally Ember. So in order to claim my own name, I had to put in my middle name. So now everybody in Google Plus thinks my name is Sally Sue. Well, I'm from originally Missouri, and my family, as I said, is from Louisville too. So Kentucky and Sally Sue kind of go together, but I'm really Sally, just so you know.
Kentucky and Sally Sue go together.
I am a blogger and a published nonfiction and ebook science fiction writer, also an educator and a nonprofit manager, consultant. I do some editing and some writing with others. My main questions now have two prongs. One would be how to get more help with my book marketing, because I'm pretty new to that, and I am an indie, self-published, Smashwords, Amazon ebook writer. And the other is I have some ideas on creating my own small business that have to do with my being able to help people problem solve and talk through decisions and understand their obstacles and their inner workings of their own process better. But I don't know what to call that or how that would work or if it would even be useful. So
Well,
my friend and I have been talking about it.
Sally Sue, you've come to the right place.
Excellent.
First, well, I was being a little sarcastic when I called you Sally Sue, and
That's okay.
living in Cincinnati, just across the river from Kentucky. I probably have run into some Sally Sues in my lifetime,
Exactly.
but it's amazing to listen to two things that you wanted to share, because number one, without you and I having any discussion whatsoever before 7 minutes ago, I'm going to talk about a project that we are going to be doing in the community, and the end product could very well be a book.
Really? Well, I would love to help people.
Yes.
I'm good at helping with books.
Well, I am actually self-published. I wrote and self-published my own book in 2008.
Oh, Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov. What do you know about Mazel Tov?
It's in my genes, dear.
It's also in my genes.
I knew that.
Let's see. I should have a copy of it here.
Yes, you have to hold up the cover if you're on a hangout. You have to hold it next to your head and
Oh,
get a headshot
yes.
with
Well,
you holding the cover. There we go. Okay. A little
it's
lower.
how do you answer these 749 questions about your small business?
749. That's hilarious.
Well, there was a reason. There was a reason that I had 749.
Okay.
Two reasons why I had 749. I had, as I was getting into my book and writing it. Well, first of all, there's 749 questions, but in the book, literally 749 questions. But there's probably 7,749 questions that one could ask about their business and about starting a business. And as I started to write my book, well, I guess it'll be 7 years ago in August when I actually started to write it. I had read a book or seen a book, 400 questions about entrepreneurship or whatever. I said, you know, if that guy came up with 400, I'm going to come up with 700. So that was point number one. And then number two, there was a practical publishing reason why we had 749 questions, because the when I wanted to publish it myself, I mean, I started my career as a publisher, so it was actually one of my dreams from almost 40 years ago that someday I would publish my own book. Had no idea what it was going to be about.
What, so when you were about 4 years old, you mean?
Come on, you're awfully kind, Sally. I started publishing in 1973 when I was 20. No, I started publishing in. Well, I'm 65 now, and I bought my first. I bought a publication in 1974. I bought a publication, and then in 1978, 79, I actually started a magazine. So
oh, wow.
the first 10 years, the first 10 years of my career, my lifetime, were in publishing, and so I'm returning to my roots, Sally. That's what I'm doing. And so when I wrote the book, and it was, as you can imagine, because you know what it's all about. It was what did I do here? I did something horrible here.
You did?
Yes, I did.
I don't know.
I hit a button. Do you see me moving around?
Yeah, I can see you.
Because my screen kind of froze.
Oh, well, maybe you didn't do anything. It could just be AT&T at work on my side.
Boy, no, it's on my side. I actually hit something that I didn't want to hit. So, but I am. You can hear me, okay? And you can, and
Yes.
you see me moving around.
Yes, and it still says live up in the corner.
Okay, so my screen froze, and I can't. I don't know how to unfreeze it without doing a refresh. And if I do a refresh, we will lose everything. Oh, whatever. Okay, so when I wrote my book, and it was a very exciting experience. I was having it was the summer of 2007, and that summer I'd been meeting with a friend on Monday mornings, and we would just do some brainstorming and get each other going for the week. And she said one of those Monday mornings, David, you need to go home and write a book. And literally that day, I went home and started organizing my book.
Wow.
Literally. And I spent, Sally, the next 100 days of putting the book together. And it's a book of questions. There's 749 questions, but can you see what I'm holding up?
Yeah, I'm hoping you also have answers somewhere.
Well, good question, Sally. The only criticism that I got in the book was that I didn't have answers to the questions.
You don't answer any of them?
The intent was not to answer the question. The intent was to create a workbook, and I have a lot of white space, and I would talk about the answers to the questions, and folks could take notes on those questions that were appropriate to their own businesses. Out of 749 questions, not all of them are necessarily appropriate to every small business. Most of them are, but not necessarily all of them are. So I kind of put that in the background, and it was always Okay, David, people want answers to the question. Quite honestly, if I had written the answers to the questions, Sally, well, I put the book together in 100 days, literally 100 days. I organized, wrote the questions, put it all together, found a printer, a friend of mine. We put together an interesting concept for publishing the book, called upon another friend to design my cover. So it was a really wonderful experience because I was realizing a dream. I had always wanted to publish a book, and I published a book. So I it's always been in the background that I needed to provide answers to the questions. So guess what, Sally?
I'm guessing that you did it.
No, not I did it. We are going to do it. Our community is going to do it.
Yeah, and then whose book is it?
It's the community's book.
Sure.
I haven't gotten that far. Well, I don't know. It's going to come together as a book, and whether or not we are actually, what will happen is, out of that book that we create, we're going to use all of Google's tools to create the book. Out of that will come probably an ebook where anybody who participates in the ebook will share in whatever revenue may or may not be generated.
I'm raising my hand. Wait, I'm raising my hand because I'm getting a message here from Kerry Butler who says he wants to watch, but it's closed to him. He can't click on the video, and if he can't get in, he wants to know if you fixed whatever was the problem from last week.
I didn't know I had a problem last week.
Well, I guess he thinks you still do because he can't get in. I explained to him he needs to go to the Google Hangout icon, click on your announcement, and then we're live. But he said he tried that, and for him it didn't work. It worked for me, so I don't know what to tell him, but this is on your page of the event page. That's where the comments are, where people can't get in. There's supposed to be 5 other people, but I don't see any of them saying anything, so I don't know if they just reneged or they
sometimes people don't necessarily share that they are there or actually say anything. I use the same process that I've always used. Well, you got into it, so we know it works.
Well, right. I know it can work, and it actually says that Kerry's on it when it lists the people, and it says there's 2 other people as well, but I'm not seeing any of them. So I don't know what the deal is, but something's not working for other people. I'm the only one who's on, and there should be 4 of us.
Well, no. That doesn't mean that. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are inside of the HOA. Oh,
well,
to clarify,
this is on the actual HOA icon.
I have to invite.
This is on the icon, not on the event page. Oh, you have to invite them?
I have to invite them inside. I invited you. That's how you got in. People might be in the stream, and they might be watching, but they actually have to be inside the.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Well, you have 2 other guests who would like to come in. It looks like.
Well, the problem I'm going
to. Could I invite
I would
them in?
love to. Can't. Well, here. Let's see if you can. Go to the top of the screen. Boy, I wish I could fix this, but everything is totally frozen here. Dang. And I'm afraid if I do something, I'm going to...
But I could add people, couldn't I?
You probably can.
I'm going to add people.
You know how to do that?
See if this works. Yeah, I'm doing it. We'll see if it works.
But my problem is my screen is frozen, and I want to unfreeze it, and I'm afraid if I try to unfreeze it, I'm going to...
yeah, because you've got Kyle McCarthy, Jeffrey Dodd, Mark Seidel, and Kerry Butler that are all trying to get in here. So, all right, I'm going to do this again. I think it'll work this time.
Oh, wait, I got it. It's fixed now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got it fixed. We're okay. Okay, now, let me do a refresh to this screen. Do those folks still want to come in? Have you invited them?
Well, I stopped because you said you had it fixed and it might work better if you do it, but I can do it if you want.
Um, let's see. Let me check something here. I just did a refresh. I've got a second computer going. Let me see what happens here. Boy, if Mark Seidel wants to get in, we got to get Mark Seidel in. He is the HOA guy.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem is. It's not working for me either. Maybe because I'm not the host.
Yes, that's possible. But I will invite those folks right now.
I can see them, and it says they're in the Hangout, but clearly they're not. So it's Carrie Butler, Mark Seidel, Jeffrey Dodd, and Kyle McCarthy on my list. All guys. What's up with that? Some kind of weird guy thing going on here.
Well, Carrie already told me he does not want to come in.
Oh, he doesn't. Oh, he wants to watch. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I got Mark Seidel. Who else?
Oh, let me go back and look. Sorry. There was a person named Leopold. No, that's you. Haha. He's already in.
That's me. He's covered.
All right, I'm trying to get this to reopen. Okay, here we go. So the 5 people are me, Carrie, you, Mark, Jeffrey Dodd, and Kyle McCarthy. Jeffrey with a G.
GEO.
Geoffrey, Dodd with 2 Ds.
Okay. Actually, I invited all of them in the same stream, in the same invite that I invited you. Okay, who was after Jeffrey?
Kyle, Kyle, McCarthy, MC capital C, ARTHY.
Okay.
That's all I see right now.
Okay. I'm going to invite them again, but that because they don't necessarily see they can watch the HOA, but I can invite them into the panel where you are right now, but they can't get into the panel unless I invite them in.
Okay.
So that's just for future information. Okay.
So there's like 3 steps. 1 is they say they want to come. 2 is you allow them to come, and 3 is you invite them to actually be visible.
No, when I invite them to come, there's no I allow them to come. If I invite them to come, they come. They can come. But in order for them to get into inside the HOA, as we say, like you are, I have to invite them in.
Okay, so you just did that, and then if they wanted to, they have to say yes.
Yes. Well, they'll get. You probably got a little box that said you have been invited in, accept or decline. You probably got.
I didn't actually.
Really?
No, I clicked on it and it just let me in, and I appeared on your screen, and then we started talking.
Okay. Well, Google changes how they do stuff, and sometimes I'm aware of a change, but I often don't see that because. There's not a whole lot of HOAs that I necessarily get invited into. So, okay, we'll make it work. We will make it work. Okay, so where were we on the book? So I found a friend. We created an interesting process. I actually typed all my questions on a spreadsheet, and there were other elements. A very important element were keywords and what question they were in the book. So we put all that together, and my printer pushed a button, and it generated a page. It created a page. And on the page there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 8 questions. So it was mathematically we had X number of pages for questions, and then our intro page, our title page, our dedication page, forward, acknowledgement, etc., etc. So that's how we came up with 749 questions, filled X number of pages.
Okay.
So I made the decision. Well, first of all, if you've been, I don't know how long you've actually been following. We just kind of got connected this week, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I announced that as a community, a project that I wanted to bring in was something that another community member brought to my attention, and it's called the Lifelong Entrepreneurship Education Model. And I had never actually heard of it. In all the entrepreneurship stuff that I do, I'd never seen this model. And lo and behold, it was created in Columbus, Ohio, just up the road from where I'm sitting. And so the deeper I got into it, the more interested I got. So I said, I want to do this in the community. Not only do I want to do it, I want the community members to get involved in our discussions and all the different things that we do. But I also want either children of our community members or students that they know get involved also. Because I have always been a very strong advocate and believer and doer that the future of entrepreneurship is not me. The future of entrepreneurship is my sons and my granddaughter. That's the future. So we need to engage our children and the students as soon as possible. So over the years, and particularly in the last 6, 7, 8 years, I've been very much involved in Cincinnati in doing things with grade school students, high school students, and college students, and always have gotten very, very positive results in what we've done. So I want to get the students and the children involved as much as possible, and any community member who has a child that is interested and they want to get involved in all of our discussions and whatever it is that we do, I want them to be on the panel. So like you are. So sitting next to you could be a child or a student who gets involved in this conversation, in this discussion. That's how we're going to make things happen. So that's the big concept. As I was studying this model that was written in, actually it was written a long time ago, maybe as many as 40 years ago. I don't see a date on the sheet that I'm looking at. But there are 5 stages to this model of lifelong entrepreneurship education model. There's stage number 1 are basics. Stage number 2 is competency awareness. Stage number 3 is creative applications. Stage number 4 is startup. Stage number 5 is growth. So you kind of conceptualize, you bring the educational materials together in the first 3 stages, and then the second 2 stages are doing stages, active stages, making things happen. And so I said, wow, we could set some groundwork, some early discussion, create our own curriculum, if you will, using these basic concepts. And for the first 3 stages, then second stage is why not use my book as a textbook? Because whereas it's how do you answer these 749 questions about your small business, if you already have a business, it's a good thing to get into these questions and see which are pertinent to you and find the answers to those questions. Maybe you'll find some missing links in your business. But also, if you're just starting a business, it's a great workbook if you're starting a business, because these are things you need to think about as you start a business. So that's the whole concept. So I put out actually yesterday or the day before, I've thrown out not just to the community but to the marketplace to try to attract more members to the community. I said, okay, I am looking for people who have expertise in these keywords. Google loves keywords. That's what search is all about. So as I'm looking for folks who will have expertise in some areas, and my expertise basically, Sally, is marketing, sales, strategy. Those are the things that I do best. Those are the things I've done over the years. I'm not much of an operations person. I only one time in my life I had employees, and it was for 1 year, and I had 15 employees when I was in the publishing business back in 1978. And whereas we achieved our business objectives, I did not like the experience, personally, did not like the experience of managing 15 other folks beside myself. So back then in 1979, I actually ceased publication. It was one of the most difficult business decisions I've ever made in my life, because we actually had realized a profit in our magazine publishing business in the 11th month, which A, was great for any business, and B, particularly great for the publishing business. But I had to step back and say, this is not what I want to do. And so I sold whatever I could sell. And then after a year, I didn't have many assets, but I had a great idea. And somebody picked up on the idea and went on to do it and did a real nice job in the community where I was publishing the magazine. So that's what happened. But I want to get answers to a lot of questions, and giving whomever provides that answer credit for it. I mean, I could answer all these questions. There's no question. I came up with the questions. I better be able to come up with the answers, but they would be my answers, and based upon my frame of reference, which in the areas of marketing and sales and strategy, I will put my answers up against anybody's answers, but there's other questions, and so I want to engage a lot of folks to contribute to this. And as we actually get written answers to the questions, we'll do HOAs on them, and have forums on the very best questions, the most important questions. So it's a whole total process, and we'll be, as I said, we're going to use all the Google technology tools. And Google has the best set of tools I've ever seen to do all the things that we want to do, and we'll create a thing that it'll have its place in Google Plus. We will create a community just dedicated to all of that information. So if people want that information, they'll be able to go to that community and get it. We'll create videos. I don't know if you've how closely you have followed what I'm doing, but in the last 2.5 years, I've done 750 YouTube videos about small business information, of which small business information, entrepreneurship, information of the day.
You did 750 videos. You have 749 questions. Why wasn't there one video per question? Then you'd be done.
Because I'm not as practical as you are. I don't think that logically. Where were you 3 years ago, Sally?
I would have helped you. You set up a blueprint and then you didn't follow it. I'm confused.
Yeah. I followed my blueprint. I followed my blueprint to a T. As I said, the book really had a major impact, and I actually got about 500 books to grade school students, to high school students, and to college students to get their feedback on it. So I accomplished my objective. But you know what? It's an ongoing. Everything I do, Sally, is a work in progress. Everything I do is a work in progress. I want to make tomorrow better than it was today, and if I only find one thing that makes that happen, it's been a successful day for me.
Well, I just gave you a referral contact from someone in my professional network that I used to work with that I respect a lot, who does presentations. She's written a book. She has a lot of connections to youth. You said you wanted youth to be involved, and she goes around the country giving presentations to youth on financial literacy.
Great.
She looks at it from a lot of perspectives.
Would you do a favor for me? I see you put it in the group chat.
I put it in the chat, and I put it on your event page.
Oh, you put all the same information on the event page? Okay, great. Great, thank you. Great job. You go, girl.
I know some things. I'm not an expert, but I know some things.
We're going to make you an expert. What do you want to be an expert in?
I'm an expert in some things. Everybody's an expert in some things.
Actually, we have another member of the community who I've been friendly with for probably close to a year now. I'm going to get you together with her. Her name is Charlotte Pierce, and she has a indie publishing group, HOA network going.
And is that PIERCE?
Yep, she's in the community, so you can go to all the members in the community and see Charlotte, and tell Charlotte when you connect with her that I wanted to bring the two of you together. Maybe the three of us will get together for a discussion. But I've been a guest on her HOAs. She's been a guest on mine. And she actually is doing exactly what you are saying. That's what she does for a living.
Which part?
Well, publishing and independent publisher, and she's doing HOAs with it, and I don't know. She does a lot of stuff. You two will become good friends.
Thank you. I put her in the event notes, so I'll find it later.
You two will become good friends. She's a neat lady, and she does a lot of stuff, and you'll enjoy it, and I'm sure you'll get involved in her group.
Well, see, that might be the reason I'm here, or one of them.
You know what? Here, let me share with you. I'm glad you said that because we have actually our community is growing at a nice pace. We have almost 225 members of the community.
Great.
And every day we get a couple new ones. And I do these HOAs on Saturday mornings at 10:30, and the time works for some people. It doesn't work for other folks depending upon their time zone. And not a lot of people show up for the HOAs, but that's not important. What is important, and you've just validated what I'm going to say, if one good thing happens in that HOA, a connection is made, people get together, people collaborate on whatever, it's been a very successful community meeting. That is precisely, bottom line, the purpose of our community, is to bring folks together, and how can we help each other, and how can we collaborate with one another to make things happen. When small business folks collaborate, Sally, you and I you and I have already started our collaboration effort. You're going to help me in something I need. I'm going to help you in something that you need, and together we create a new force that we can take to the marketplace and help other folks. That's what small business collaboration is all about, and that is the future success of small business, is that exactly. So thank you. You are here for a purpose, and whatever that purpose is, we've figured it out already. and that's what
excellent.
That's what entrepreneurship is all about. It's when I create these when I facilitate these Saturday morning meetings, I am creating an opportunity, and folks will take advantage of that opportunity or they won't, and that's their choice, and that's what entrepreneurship is all about. But every single meeting that we've had so far, and this is probably our 7th or 8th, somewhere around there, people have gotten together. People in that HOA have gotten together, and stuff is happening, and that's what it's all about. So we're going
Okay.
to we're
I
going.
believe you.
I'm asking folks to download a PDF of my book at no cost, and it's in the community. In the description of the community, there's a link to the PDF, and download it. See what look at the keywords. What keywords are very pertinent to your business? What keywords are you an expert in, so to speak, and can share your knowledge with other folks? And then next to the keyword is a number. That number, it refers to the question in the book, not the page number, but the question in the book. So you go back to that question, and there's some white space there for you to answer it. That's the whole thing. And then we're going to take all that stuff and collate it. I don't know where we're going to end up. I don't know where what the end product is actually going to be. I do know it's going. I should say I don't know what it's going to look like. I do know it's going to be a very powerful educational tool, and that's what we want.
So you're sending me the link to that PDF through my Google Plus account or something?
Actually, it's easier. It would be easier for you to go to.
How is that working?
If you go to the community page, Dreaming with Entrepreneurs in Google Plus. If you go to that page.
What's the name of the community?
Dreaming with Entrepreneurs in Google Plus. That's the name of the community.
Okay. Everything is very slow. I'm on the event page. So does that get me to it if I just go to the event page?
No, you want to type into your browser, or you want to you're on the event page. You see on the event page, right above my Dreaming Entrepreneurs logo, it says Events.
Yeah, then I could go to Home, right? Or that's my home. I have to go to Communities then.
Go to Communities, exactly.
Okay.
Now, have you formally joined the community?
Well, that's what I don't know. By coming to this, if that wasn't the same thing, then I might not have.
I'm constantly
so I need to do that.
People into these HOAs that are not necessarily members. I want them to join, obviously, but
right. No, I see it. I didn't respond yet, so now I'm going to.
Okay, so fine. Go ahead and you don't need to respond at this moment. But if you go to the right-hand side of that community, there's a long column of description.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and right at the bottom of that column, there's something in blue that says either Dream with Entrepreneurs or PDF or something. What does it say? David's book.
Well, right under it right now is download a copy. Yep, there it is.
Yep, there you go. Right there.
Okay, cool.
That's where you download it. So
Excellent.
we're going to move forward on that, and I've gotten some feedback already this week, so things are in gear. I'm going to, on Monday, I'm going to create a clear definition, clear picture, clear action plan of what we need to do, and I will post it in the community on Monday.
Okay.
And
that's pretty quick.
I'm really excited.
That means you've already got a lot of it done?
I'm sorry?
I said that's pretty fast. You must have a lot of it done already.
You know what? I've got lots and lots of stuff in my head. I just got to put it on paper now. I think about things before I actually take action on them, and I think about them for a while. But yes, I've got the plan. The plan is in my head. Yes, I will put it into an actionable, workable business plan, if you will. And once again, it's my entire life of entrepreneurship, Sally, is one of I'm a work in progress because things are constantly changing. I just did a posting this week. I think I did it on Thursday, and I said to folks, I don't know if you realize it or not, but 2014 is half over. and it's absolutely the right time to evaluate what your 2014 goals and objectives were and see where you stand against those goals and objectives. And if you're 50% complete with the goal, then you're heading in the right direction. If you are not 50% complete with that goal, you, number one, have to ask yourself the question: is it a right goal? Is it a, is it a realistic goal based upon what I learned in the first 6 months of the year? Do I need to change that goal a little bit, rework it, rework the strategy of trying to achieve that goal? And these are questions that small business owners must ask, but unfortunately, not enough take the time to do it. They are too busy, doing the day-to-day things of their business and not really taking time to evaluate, analyze, understand if their business is moving forward instead of just kind of a straight line. Is it moving forward and upward? And so I started this evaluation process personally. I started mine in May, and I said, well, you know what? My goals and objectives are good, but my plan of execution, I need to change it. I need to change it. So I've been spending the month of June actually changing to a plan of execution that will work better than not that things have necessarily been bad, because it's been a great learning process. I've done a lot of great things in 2014, but I need to specifically change the strategy and the plan for some of those goals. So to answer your question, yes, I have a lot of it. I've been working on it. I just have to put it so that I can communicate it with other folks.
Okay. Well, how do you plan to make that happen? Are you good at doing that by yourself?
Yes, I've been doing it for over 40 years, and I've been mostly doing it.
You said that other woman that was like your brainstorming partner. I wondered if she worked with you.
Oh, we were actually we actually started to work together a little bit, and we weren't on the same page, so we stopped working together.
Okay.
We did good brainstorming. Well, I don't know if I motivated her. I hope I did. She definitely motivated me, because I took action on our discussions and created a book. She's done some things, but then we started to work together on a concept, and we didn't work well together as a team. So, and that goes back 7 years. But I'm always open. I'm always open for suggestions and ideas, and if you're willing to help me with something, I am very sure that I'm willing to help you with something.
Well, I haven't looked at your book yet, but now I have it downloaded, so I will give it a look.
It's pretty simple.
Does it have divisions or chapters or sections?
Yes, there's 5 chapters in it.
And that you divide the questions up by themes or topics or something?
Correct. Marketing, strategy, technology.
It's okay. It wasn't a quiz. I was just asking if you actually did it that way or not.
I should be able to give you the answer, but
That's all right.
I actually haven't looked at that.
I don't need an answer right now.
There's one section. I was pretty much an expert in that section when I wrote the book, but I haven't stayed up with the information. Well, it was healthcare. When I wrote the book, I was actually on the state of Ohio's governor's Small Business Advisory Council, and the reason that I was asked to be on the council was for my expertise in marketing and my expertise in healthcare at the time.
Mm-hmm.
was I was helping, not helping, I was educating small businesses with the issues of healthcare for their small business. But I don't need to tell any small business person what a confused mess we have going right now in healthcare. And um, I have not stayed up. I haven't stayed as in touch with all the issues. I can talk concepts, but I haven't stayed knowledgeable about all the pieces of it. So I can talk a little bit about healthcare, but certainly not at the level of expertise that I had when I wrote the book. So I devoted a whole chapter to it. And if you look at the questions in the chapter, they were pertinent to 2007. They are, many of them are not pertinent to 2014.
Well, I was thinking that your book was probably ill-timed because it came before the crash, and there might be a lot of things that are different now.
Great point. Great point. There's a lot of things, Sally, that are very, very basic, so it doesn't matter when it is, good times, bad times. Some of it's very basic, and some of the greatest point to your astute observation, technology in 2007 was dramatically different than technology today. So most of as I was looking over the questions, most of the technology questions I was asking in 2007 were good in 2007, but stupid in 2008.
Well, even beyond that, I was thinking about what technology has reaped, what that is directly pertainable to what self-employed or independent business people or consultants or entrepreneurs can do on our own, that we used to have to hire people to do, or that we used to not be able to have access to, and we can do just about everything online now that we couldn't do before unless we were programmers.
Great point. Great point.
So that's a huge difference. I mean, I have my own website, and I don't have to do much to make it work because I use WordPress.com, and they do all the behind-the-scenes stuff for me. You can go on WordPress.org if you want to be more of a programmer, but I don't. So I can do the simple stuff and blog away and post things, and that's all I want to do. Some people are much more into the setting it up and architecting. I don't care about that. But if you want to, you can do that easily, and not just on that. On Tumblr and Blogger and all kinds of other sites, you can make websites with Dreamweaver. I mean, there's so many ways you can be independent. That you didn't
great point for me. As we speak, I am making a strategic business decision literally as we speak about my website. The website that I've been using up until I actually took it down. I'm not promoting it at all, and I had a lot of technology problems with it, so I just took it down, and it was great while it was working. While every single YouTube that I did up until the time I took it down automatically got embedded on a landing page.
Well, that's cool.
It's very cool.
Although 750 YouTubes on one page is a bit overwhelming.
No. Each YouTube represented a different page.
So you had 750 pages on your website?
I had 750. Well, the numbers were different when I was doing it, but yes, plus or minus, I had 750 pages.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Google loved it. I don't know
what that means when you go to a website. I don't know how you tell how many pages are on it.
But you wouldn't. You would not know. You would not know that there are 750 pages by going to the website.
I guess it's like my blog now has hundreds of posts, so I guess each post is a page theoretically.
Yeah, bingo. Yeah, that's exactly the concept.
Okay.
Exactly.
And then I have links on my blog to every YouTube and every interview and every review and every buy link, and each one of those, I guess, is not really a page, but it goes to a page. That isn't on my website, you know.
I just had a discussion yesterday with a company. Well, actually, it was with GoDaddy, and I wanted to explore exactly what they could do for me and what the options were. And so I had a very good discussion with one of their customer service people for about an hour. And I know what I want. I know exactly what I want. The question basically was, can GoDaddy deliver it for me at a cost-effective price? I mean, that's the bottom line. And
Right.
one of the things I have to make a decision on, they have a WordPress package, and they have a basic website package, as they call it. Both are priced extremely well, extremely well. That was one thing I was able to take away from it. But
what does that mean? They have a WordPress package. They're not WordPress, so what does that mean?
they've integrated their technology with hosting a website with WordPress technology.
.com or .org? Do you know the difference?
I kind of know that. No, if you want to build a website that GoDaddy can host, it can be a WordPress website.
Right, but I think what you're saying is that they're going to go in on WordPress.org with you to help you navigate the becoming a programmer part of the.
No, I don't want to become a programmer. I don't want
to do it for you. That's what I'm saying. GoDaddy's going to be the intermediary instead of you doing it all.
Well, I don't even want to depend upon them. I want to see. Up until about 3 months ago, I was using Drupal landing page, Drupal technology, and the developer who had developed it for me created a template. So every time I wanted to create a landing page, I would go in Drupal, and within 20 minutes, I was able to build a landing page.
Mm-hmm.
So I want that same ease of building that I had there, and I don't want to depend on anybody else to do it for me. If all it takes for me is a half hour to set up a landing page, that's fine. I'm willing.
Right. So basically, what they're doing is they're going to interface with WordPress.org and give you what you need to make it easy, and they're going to be the ones who work with WordPress.org behind the scenes.
Correct.
So I cut out GoDaddy. Basically, I'm doing it directly with WordPress.com. So that they set up everything for me and anybody else that uses it. I pick what I want from it, and now I have my website. And my niece helped me do it the first time, but I've been running it myself ever since. WordPress.com lets you edit in a less involved way than WordPress.org, and there are no plugins allowed on WordPress.com, whereas WordPress.org is a lot more what they call robust, because it allows you to have plugins, and you can put in a lot more different kinds of widgets, and you can be a programmer. But if GoDaddy is going to be your intermediary, you'll probably just tell them what you want. They'll set it up for you so that you can use it, and it probably will be WordPress.org, but you won't have to deal with that level. It'll be like you're using WordPress.com, but you're going through GoDaddy to do it. And my question is, why would you do that when you can just go to WordPress.com yourself? You don't need to have all that, unless you want a lot of bells and whistles that WordPress.com doesn't have, in which case then you would need an intermediary because you don't want to be a programmer.
Well, it's absolutely essential, critical that I have a video that can be put on every page.
Okay, well that's a specific thing that I don't know if WordPress.com will do. Probably not. So probably you have to go through .org and then GoDaddy.
I have to be able to put a video on every landing page.
Okay, well that's cool. So if somebody can help you do that, yeah.
Well, you're right. And GoDaddy is actually going to host my site, so that's part of their hosting services.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, they're the exact kind of organization that works for somebody that wants what you want, which is a combination of programming and not programming. Right? I don't want any programming, really. I'm fine with the very minimal stuff. So that's why WordPress.com and I are fine on our own, you know.
In the last 3 years, I've been burned twice by programmers.
Oh, that's bad. Okay.
Yeah, that's bad. Okay, well, we're going to put an end to this. Thank you. Thank you for taking time. And yes, we were brought together for a reason today, Sally. We absolutely were.
Okay.
And,
well, I looked up Charlotte, and you're right. I was already following her, but she has a community, so I joined it. I also joined yours, and I sent you the link. I can't talk, for Shay for her work, because you might want to get involved with her youth that way, and gave you my website. So
I appreciate all of that. Thank you for taking the time to do what you have done. When you connect with Charlotte, tell her I said hello.
I will.
And continue on. Thank you for contributing to the community, and we're going to take off and help each other. And thanks to all the folks who took time out of their schedule to share in the information and the discussion that we had today. And I look forward to seeing you the next time, which may very well be the best time.
Okay, well, thank you.